Greetings from the Yuba Army. In this training module, we're going to go over some role-play rules. RP 13 we don't want to violate. RP 13 directly has correlation with our gate procedures. So this is going to be a brief overview of proper role-play at the gate procedures. When you are standing at one of the gates, we have currently West Gate and South Gate. We have a gate beside South Gate known as Sandbags. Very low population in that gate, so primarily everything's going to go through South Gate. Sometimes you will get people coming to West Gate and you'll handle them appropriately. Let's go over how that happens. First and foremost, this Army base is a restricted area, which means only military personnel are allowed to be on the base. Anyone else that comes to the base must have a reason. So, when you see someone approach the base, as soon as they exit the tunnel near South Gate, or as soon as you can see them on your screen at West Gate, they are on property. The West Gate property actually extends all the way down to the tunnel way below you. You won't be able to see that far, but it does extend that far. The base property is extensive, and when you see somebody on that property, you have the right to approach them and request that they state their intent, and you have the right to identify them. So, by doing that, you're going to go over here to these three little dots. You're going to hit the Army symbol right on the bottom, this one. Once you hit that, you can request the documents. There's going to be a list of players nearby. You'll click on their name. You'll request their passport. On that passport, you should be able to see quite a bit of information. You're going to be able to see their social status. You're going to be able to see if they have any violations. You're going to see if they have any kind of gang affiliation. That is your identification. You're not supposed to use the tag above their person. You're not supposed to use that because it's out of character. It's metagaming, and it's a violation. So please, treat this as a role-play game. Treat this as a role-play faction. And when they approach you, again, you go up to them. Likely you want to have your taser ready. You're at a gate. You should be armed. Taser is the first line of defense. Have your taser ready, and you approach them. You approach them with the proper macros. This is West Coast Army restricted area. If you have business here, please state your business. You type that macro, you hit it. It's going to appear up on the screen in your chat. This way, it guarantees, even if they're not using the microphone, even if they have their volume down, they have the opportunity to read what has been posted. Not only do you want to hit that macro, but you want to hit your microphone and you want to verbalize that. This guarantees that the individual has heard you or read that they are in a restricted area, and now it's their turn. If they ignore you, that is not right. They are not allowed to ignore you. They must present identification, and they must present you with the intent. Their intent could be that they want to visit. Their intent could be they want to get hired, or their intent could be they're here to speak with someone in the Army and it's a private matter. However, ignoring your commands is not acceptable. At that point, you tell them they must leave. If they ignore you, they leave. If they don't show identification, they are required to leave. If their intent is anything but the three things I've listed, most likely they are required to leave. If they don't want to obey you, you have the right to tase them. You have the right to gain control of the situation. If they have a weapon out, it's not allowed. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to ask them questions about their intent. You tell them, you command them. They must put the weapon away immediately. If they fail to do so, you can tase them to gain control of the situation. You tell them that when they stand back up, their weapon must be put away. If it is not, that is a threat, and that threat can be met with deadly force. The taser is there for non-deadly force situations, for when somebody's not listening to you, when they're using emotes and you tell them they must stop the emote. Again, you are not requesting this. You are telling them they are not supposed to emote. Because when you emote, I'll show you here, you can see the taser clearly in my hand. I am not going to unequip it. I am simply going to do an emote. The taser, still in my hand, but you cannot see it. Any emote whatsoever will hide the weapon. So if someone is at your gate using emotes, you tell them to stop. If they do not stop, you give them one final warning. Stop using emote or you will be tased. And if they don't stop, you tase them. Many differences of opinions say you give them a countdown. A taser is non-lethal. You give them instructions and they need to respond within seconds. You don't have to give them a countdown. It's not going to be a reprimand if you don't. Get it on body cam. Make sure you're covering your own butt. You tell them to stop. You tell them to stop or you will tase them. And they don't stop, you tase them. You then tell them when they stand up, they must stop the action that you tased them for, whether that's having a weapon in their hand or using an emote. If they continue not to do that, that is a threat, and that threat can be met with deadly force. Protect yourself. Don't be worried about someone threatening you up there, telling you, I don't see your macros, you're not role-playing correctly. Once you've tased somebody, hit your taser macro. Once you've shot somebody, hit your shooting macro. This protects you. We don't require you to hit the macro first because in a deadly force situation, sometimes you have to react before you hit the macros. Just remember, that macro is part of the role play. So once you've controlled the situation, hit that macro. Your safety is priority. The base security is priority. So that comes first. The macros come second, but they must be there. This is proper role play at the gates. You've introduced yourself now. You've stated that you are part of the U.S. Army, this is a restricted area, and you've spoken to the individual. Let's say they comply. They show you their passport. They tell you they want to be hired. You present them with the proper information. You give them whatever information they need. And once that's taken care of, there is no loitering. Once they have that information, they still must leave. Most people that are properly role-playing will be easy. They'll do the right thing, they'll say the right thing, you'll give them the information, and they'll head on their way. But there are people out there that are just there to give you a hard time. And those people will test you. But have fun in this game. When they test you, just have fun with it, do the right thing, and move on. They will emote, they will even try to run you over with the vehicle, and they possibly might even shoot you. If any of that happens, move on with your game. Don't hold any grudges. Never be disrespectful. Doesn't matter what they say to you, doesn't matter what names they call you, doesn't matter what they do to you. Be respectful no matter what, because your fun, your game, your faction job here is not worth one remark to get back at them. So please, learn the proper role play, learn the proper gate standard and procedures, and make sure you attend the in-game trainings for role play at the gate, because the in-game trainings will allow you to experience many more situations than I've covered here. Have your macros ready. Please, if you're attending these in-game trainings, people without macros ready will be dismissed from the training immediately. Have your macros ready, join in, learn, and rank up. With that being said, have a wonderful day, and you've completed this training module.